Alrighty team, into our handstand strength for our legs, core and shoulders. We're going to start off with something that we haven't done before. It's quite simple, but really important that we get it right. So what we're looking for is leg abductions here. So imagine your leg is being abducted or taken away from your body. And we're just going to stand up nice and tall. We're going to keep our leg nice and long with the knee locked out. And you're going to lift it away from your body, basically sideways, the best that you can. And we're going to do that 10 times. After the 10th time, you're going to hold it as high as you can. 9, 8, 7. I'm trying to stay as upright as I possibly can. 6, 5. There's no point me being over like this. 4, 3. I'm failing. 2, 1. Done. Okay? What it would look like if I lost the tension in my quads, if I let my knees bend, if I didn't point my toes, it would be more of this kind of thing. This floppy leg has no carryover into a high quality handstand at all. Instead of having your leg on this angle, you'd be better off having it tight, pointed down, but still being as high as you can possibly get it straight, than being up higher and having this slack that we don't want, okay? Tension is key in gymnastics. It means less body parts wobble, which leads to a more successful movement. All right, so 10 plus 10 there, doing both sides. Then you've got the front scale. What I'm looking for here is you're gonna stand up straight again, balancing on one leg. I'll show you the opposite leg this time. And again, it is 10 plus 10. Okay, so 10 leg lifts. If we look from the side again, I've got this nice straight leg. I got my toe pointed. I'm not leaning backwards. I'm not overly exaggerating the dynamic nature of the movement by doing this sort of stuff. It's quite controlled and it's strengthening my muscles. And then my hold, 2, 3, 4. It is quite challenging finding the tension. You wobble, your foot flops around, and you've just got to actively engage your focus to your muscles. This is what happens in the handstand. It's the exact replica of this. You do the handstand, you're focusing on your hands. All of a sudden your core goes loose, your legs start doing absolutely nothing, they're flailing around, and before you know it, you're down and you haven't held it for 1 second. Okay, in the handstand, you need to have good body control from fingertip, head to toe. So, by training these little specifics, we improve our coordination, we improve the carryover into the movement, and then when we go and do our kick-ups, we find that our legs have better tension immediately, we can engage our core, and then it does just become focusing on the hands. Okay, that's movement number 2, front scale. You're going to do both sides. Movement number 3 is the hug a Twinkie. So really good exercise for strengthening the hamstrings and the glutes. Our leg lifts is very much quad and hip flexor. Our hamstrings and glutes are just as important. You're going to hug your kitchen bench, your 30-inch box. If you're extra tall, you might want to chuck a couple of weight plates on top. Anything that you've got lying around to prop you up even higher. Give that thing a good hug, and then squeezing through the glutes and the hamstrings, keeping the legs as straight as possible, the toes pointed, the calves tensioned, using the lower back, and after you've done your reps, you have a hold there as well. Squeezing your heels together goes a long way to adding tension. Your goal is not to make this as efficient and easy as possible, it's to make it as hard and as tense as possible. So the more rigid you can make your body in that movement, the better. You'll get more muscle fatigue, more muscle growth, more body awareness, and more carryover to your handstand. Okay. Exercise number 4, handstand wall facing. 30 seconds. Our goal is to distance ourselves from the wall. Okay, we don't want our face hard up against it like a wall walk. we want it as far away as possible, okay, with either our foot just lightly touching or doing as much as we really need for us to maintain balance for that 30 seconds. So you can walk up, okay, starting out here, step up on the wall and find your balance point. Maybe you need to go in quite a long way and you just bring that leg out, bring your core into play, and you just be light on the wall and you're just touching on and off, trying to load up the hands, okay, and finding that best handstand position that you can. Maybe you can work out a little further away from the wall, okay, and it's really good if you can just video yourself and just check in with each effort and see what your body position is like. Are you really craning the neck up as hard as possible? You know, do you have this closed kind of shoulder angle, or is it more open? Are you really arching through the lower back, or do you have your abs on really, really well? And what are your legs doing? Okay, so just have a look at yourself. It only takes 5 seconds to look back at your video. You're going to be resting a little bit in between exercises anyway, and then set that camera back up on your weight plates or whatever you've got it on to go again. All right, 4 exercises, really good ones for body awareness and strength.